Hey, yo, welcome to season one finale. I'm your host, Juju, and baby, we are ending this season with a goddamn bang. Shit, we need to talk about why some of y'all are out here giving husband or wife level devotion to someone who is literally just a fucking roster filler in your life. And I'm being dead ass. If he or even she is a situationship that only knows how to hit you up when they're horny, bored, or lonely, that's a parasite and not a fucking partner. But hold up. Let me keep it a stack. This should go both ways. Some of y'all ladies are out here hitting these men up just for dick, using them to fill a physical or financial void while your spirit is starving, and then wondering why you feel stiff and empty the next morning. Shit. You just trading your energy for a temporary fix, acting like a vibe is enough. Knowing deep down, you just deepening your soul there. You are a high end, powerful ass woman. So why the fuck are you losing sleep and tolerating mediocre effort? Shit. We are ending this season by cutting the cord on the bullshit. So if it isn't ready to protect you, provide for you, and respect you, then fuck it. Get it out your bed and get it out your fucking head. Period. So let's fucking get it. Okay, so let's get into this shit right now. Okay, let's talk about how some of y'all females are out here posting his hand, his drink, or the back of his head on your fucking story like you actually doing something. Like low key to me, it just give me sneaky link, his girlfriend watching vibes. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Don't kill me over it, okay? But let's be for real. To me, it's like in a way you are soft launching your own destruction. Like you're trying to show the world that you're acclaimed, but to be honest, homie in the DMs of the girl that you don't like, or he telling them or her he's single, or he could be on the DL. And don't act like that's not some of y'all situationships, okay? Like, let's be for real. But I ain't mad at nobody. Everybody live your life. Live your life, okay? But that like stiffness, like you feel, baby girl, like in your chest every time like you post him, like that's your intuition telling you, girl, stop auditioning for a role that does not exist. Stop trying to make a ghost look like a husband. Shit, if he can't stand beside you in the light, he does not deserve to lay beside you in the dark. So I'm gonna need y'all to clock that T real quick. Okay. All this, no face, no case. It just, no. I feel like to be doing no face, no case off the rip gives weird to me in a way because what you don't want people to see. You already put in the business that you got somebody. Like either you want to tell me or you're not. Don't half ass. You get what I'm saying? Because when you actually do that, I feel like you're setting yourself up. Plain and simple. No, post you because I want to see if anybody know you. Like, let's be fucking for real. I'm not hiding shit. Like, ain't no hiding, no dark, no closet, no none of that. In the light, so I can see you. Okay, it sounds like I got trust issues and do. But anyways, moving along, I do also want to address the lie of convenience, okay? And let me break this shit down for y'all. Some of y'all think that because y'all both are busy, like that's what y'all love to sit there and say. Busy is a lot of people's favorite term. Because y'all like so busy, a situationship is the right move, okay? And y'all could believe that it's just easier that way. But to me, it's not easier, it's emptier. Like when you both use the word busy, it's like a shield, like for being like emotionally lazy, to be honest, and like spiritually broke. I don't feel like people are too busy for a relationship. I think people are just too scared to be vulnerable. If you're choosing convenience because it's easier to fuck someone you don't actually give a fuck about than to build something with someone you might actually lose. That right there, a lot of people always choose the route of the easier way, the easier route. And I think people don't want the responsibility of dealing with what comes with the relationship. Nobody wants the responsibility of caring for somebody else. have the responsibility that they might actually hurt somebody, the responsibility that, they may have to pick up or they may have to lead or they may have to be the one that is the supporting character. People want to, like, nowadays, people want to live freely, do what they want, see who they want, do whatever just for their own interests. And to me, it's like, shit, stop settling, like, for fast food connection when you have a fine dining soul. Like me, okay, I had to learn that. People, quick people, or, little situationships is, you can get that quick. Anybody can get a quick fuck in a night or whatever. But to actually have somebody who is like really intertwined with you or sees that potential in you, or just, the two of you guys as a couple, that is something that is worth something to me, honestly. And let me give you an example. Okay. So let me see. So think about the celebrity it girl versus like, how can I say it, the rapper who refuses to grow up. All right. That's my analogy. Okay. The celebrity it girl versus the rapper who refuses to grow up. Okay. So who's my celebrity it girl? So let me go with Lori. I'm gonna go with Lori Harvey. Okay, because this baby girl moved with precision, if you ask me. Listen, I don't judge nobody. Baby girl, live your life. Okay, I'm not mad at you. But think about the women that who aren't Lori Harvey. Okay, the one, like, the ones who get caught up in the future or in the future loop. Okay, they get like the private jet, or the Birkin, Instagram tag, whatever. But to be honest, I really don't see like a lot of these females at the, family table. It's convenient to me. It's like, it's convenient for the man to have a beautiful woman on his arm for the aesthetic. But to me, it is, to be honest, cheap intimacy, because as soon as everything is over with, you got your tour over with, you got everything else done with, and the cameras are off. To be honest, he is, that person, that rapper is back to his old ways. And she is just another single woman with another fancy bag and a lonely soul. So my word to you would just be like, don't let the luxury of a situationship fool you. Like, if people are only keeping you around for the optics, to be honest, your soul is in fucking debt and you need to run fast, okay? Before they end up collecting way too much. You get what I'm saying? Because you want people that, in my opinion, you want people to want you beyond the appearance. You want people who's going to take you for your soul, flaws, everything included. You get what I'm saying? And I think that a lot of people are so caught up in situationships because they know they don't have to deal with certain things. If they could sit there and just keep it at a minimum of the like surface shit and not go underneath the surface, they are okay with that, because they realize there are 10 other people. Like, if their time has expired with you, with the situationship, they know that there are 10 other people out there who are willingly or probably ready or want to experience the situationship as well. And all you're doing is just fucking up more and more for the next person, honestly, because you do have to give a fair chance to yourself too at the end of the day, of true intimacy, real intimacy, not something that is like, for the aesthetics. Oh, I'm gonna take you out on a date. Here's some flowers, some hairs. You get what I'm saying? Because I want to know what's going on with your mind, because intimacy is just not sexual. It is, a mind thing as well. How people connect, their dynamic, their chemistry. So people can be intimate in different ways. And I feel like this era, a lot of people are stuck on the fucking surface and people don't want to take that chance because they don't want to be held responsible. And it is sad. It's lazy. It is kind of pathetic at this time because a lot of y'all are, like I said, this era in my age group, late 20s, need to get it together like as soon as possible. For real. Because it's only low key. Well, not say low key. It is just it makes it look bad for the culture on top of that. You get what I'm saying? It just makes it look bad for the culture. Like, we already can't keep a lot of things together already as like, broken homes and shit. To have, thriving black and brown relationships. I mean, I want all relationships to thrive. Don't get me wrong. I want all relationships of different cultures to thrive. But I'm just saying, like, for my black and brown people, right, we gotta do better. You have to do fucking better. All right? All right, so cool. Another thing I wanted to address was, how can I sit there and say this? We gotta talk about that like the ghosting. the ghost and after I'm gonna say ghost and aftertaste because this is what it is. You know that feeling when you finally decide to like, stand up for yourself or ask like, "What are we?" and a nigga disappear like a damn magician, like, or even like, or even worse, like the woman, like like a woman hits up a nigga for some dick or whatever, right? And she gets what she needs, and then and then she goes cold. Okay, so to me, I feel like she goes cold because he can't handle like that level of intimacy. I don't know, but to me, everything is shaky. I feel like we've become a generation of people who are brave enough to get naked, but too cowardly to be honest. So if you can't say it to their face, don't lay in their bed, basically. And I feel like a lot of people will, in my opinion, if a guy doesn't look good or if a female does not look good, that is already like, cross off the roster, in my opinion, for a lot of people for both sides, honestly. People really go off appearance. People really want to know what your favorite color is. Do you work and can you link? I just feel like that's just where we're at. Me personally, I cannot do nothing with what my favorite color is, or do I have a job and I can't do anything with that. That doesn't make my mind jump, pitter patter, anything of that caliber. It does not do that. And I think when people have the opposite type of mindset, they willingly be ready to get into bed with these people. And then when everything is all said and done, then they feel like shit at the end. And that's a lot of people's problems. Don't trust me, I've been there. I have been there. I have had that type of situation in my life. If you not nobody ghosted me, but like as just far as it didn't go anywhere. You get what I'm saying? Like he told me I looked good. We was talking, we was vibing for a little bit. And when we finally linked, we did what we did. I spent the night. The next day, he dropped me off home. And I didn't text him and he didn't text me. And it was what it was. That right there was a waste of my fucking time. Honestly, because you could have told me that. You get what I'm saying? But you live and you learn, and I don't judge nobody. I live my truth. I have nothing to hide because trust and believe there are 30 million people behind me that's probably going to end up doing the same thing, trying to prevent trying to prevent them so they don't. Okay, because like I said, you live and you learn. We all make mistakes, but everything is a learning lesson. But yes, to get back on point, and let's be real, and I also wanted to address the subliminal sabotage. Like, and this is like when people they stop replying to your texts, but posting shit on social media. And to me, like it could be like, a song or something like that, or they could be writing posts, anything to just like kind of be subliminal or sabotage like the whole situation. It just makes everything, you know, messy, it just fucks with your head. And it's like, to be honest, I feel like when people do that, like when they to that like go down that route, it's like just really trying to like occupy your mental space to like actually confront like that's my opinion, to actually confront one another. But to be honest, I feel like what it actually does is it leaves like a nasty taste in your soul about someone, because if you're not like, adult or mature enough to have like, that adult conversation, or if you can't say certain things to my face, then why am I going to be sitting here laying down with you? Like I said, it's a waste of your fucking time. Like, it's your fucking time. And I just hope you guys don't know. You guys are not off the hook neither. For the men, let me tell you something. Don't think you're getting the pass today. Okay, we're going to talk about why y'all are so stiff. Like, I know stiff is like a kind of like a damn, who really uses that word? But yeah, stiff. A lot of y'all are absolutely terrified of a woman who actually knows her worth and speaks her mind. Let that just sink in. Let it just sink in, soak in the seasoning, everything. Okay? A lot of y'all men are terrified. I believe this so much in my heart, in my spirit, of a woman who actually knows her worth and speaks her mind. It's like I said before, men want the woman for the aesthetics, right? Like the aesthetics of a woman being a boss, but men out here have women like this, and they're like, some of men out here have a coward mindset. They out here fumbling the bag because they're too busy playing games. hiding their own insecurities. It just seems like men want women to be their peace, but to me, it's like they're out here being women's biggest headache. That's just my honest opinion. Like, I feel like this: if you can't handle the heat of a woman who is steady in her power and explicit about what she needs physically and emotionally, then I advise you to stay the fuck away from her. Please leave her alone. Please leave her alone. Maybe, because I don't think the woman's gonna have a sign that says caution, because I feel like even if a woman does tell you, men don't listen. They don't listen. And let's be real, some of y'all are shaky because y'all are addicted to the validation of a roster, of having many women, which is so true. Like, trust me, I have been there. I have been there, and the Lord knows I have learned those lessons. Okay? Y'all have to stop thinking for the men, okay? Y'all have to stop thinking that having 5 women on speed dial makes you a man. Because honestly, it just proves to me, and I can guarantee you to other women, that it just proves that you aren't man enough to handle one. It's y'all should write that down in y'all little handy dandy notebook. For real. If you need 5, we know you can't manage one. My brother, you all over the place. Get it together. Okay? Stop saying y'all want a woman to be your peace when y'all out here being our fucking headache. Literally. Okay? Stop asking us what's wrong with us. Stop asking us what can y'all do, this, that, when we have told you 3 billion times. Okay? Please, if you didn't get the first 2 billion, listen, our hands are tied. That just shows that you are not listening nor paying attention. So please, because Lord knows. Lord fucking knows. All right. And y'all have to stop, like, bringing the cheap intimacy to us women. Like, please, it's corny. It's giving much so weird in this day and age now. Okay. Like, I don't want you to get me the same shit you got from the last shorty. Be original. Like, find out who you are and what you can do as a person so you know what you can, just if you understand, you understand. If you know you are not, just give example. If you know you're not in this tax bracket and you trying to sit there put on this facade that you have it together for a shorty and you know it's not like that, be who you are. If you know you just make 30 to $40,000 a year, then get what you can. And if shorty don't appreciate that, then shorty is not for you. Respectfully. Okay? So y'all listen, y'all men need to know y'all worth too. And stop trying so hard because y'all kind of complicate things that's really so simple. So simple. But listen, if you can't handle the heat of a woman who is steady in her power and explicit about what she needs, okay? Like I said, physically and emotionally, then you need to stay the fuck away from her. Don't, don't expect these women out here to be, a fan to like stroke your ego when you should be looking for a partner to build a legacy with. Like, stop being a shaky ass man and grow the fuck up. Don't be surprised. And it is going to come a time when she realizes she's better off alone than being with a man who makes her feel lonely. Like, real leadership isn't about control. It's about being steady enough to let a powerful woman shine without you feeling dimmed. Okay? So I ain't gonna break your heart too much today, but I just had to drop a little gems on y'all men real quick because I'm not liking what I'm seeing out here. Because we all, like I said, we all gotta do better. We all gotta do better. Okay. And one more thing. I'm laughing because I'm like really so weak about this part. Let's get into sex. Let's get into sex because we cannot talk about, like I said, that stiff to steady type of thing that I was talking about a couple of episodes ago without talking. Like, we cannot talk about that without talking about what's happening in the bedroom. So, some of y'all are out here faking the funk and acting like you're having a religious experience with these men who don't even know where your clitoris is. Okay? Why, like, to me, like, why are, like, y'all performing for a man who is, like, literally giving you 2 minutes of a huff and puff and then falling asleep? Like, that don't sound right to me. Like, that don't sound right to me. When you perform instead of participate, You to me, it's like, you're training your body to be disconnected. Let me explain. It's like a static orgasm. It's fake, it's empty, and it's a pleasure debt. Like every time you fake it, fake whatever to protect a man's ego, to me, it's like you're borrowing satisfaction from your future self and never paying it back. To be honest, it's like training your body to be disconnected and your spirit to stay frozen. It's like you're teaching yourself that this man's pride matters more than your peace. And to me, honestly, that energy is going to like, bleed into like, your job, your dreams, whatever. Like if you're quiet and compliant in the bed just to keep a man happy, you're going to be quiet when the world tries to walk over you too. And like, for my fellas out there, let's be real. If you aren't curious about her body, a part of me feels like you aren't leading. You're just trespassing. Like intimacy isn't a solo sport, it's a rhythm. If you are like, rigid and selfish in the sheets, don't like to me, to be honest, don't be surprised when the relationship feels like, a chore. Because if you look at it goes both ways. A woman wants to feel good just like a man wants to feel good, but I do feel like it is a part of a man's responsibility to know the woman that he's with, to know her body, because it's very important to how a woman gets her rocks off and how it makes her feels and how it makes her feel on the outside and on the inside. Okay. And I, you know, feel like when women don't stand up and to let a guy know, it's because, kind of already see like how men get so defensive when you kinda challenging them, like, in that type of situation, in that space. Because men always feel like for some reason their ego is so big, they always feel like they done their damn thing, and that's not the truth. You get what I'm saying? Just because you feel like you've always done this or this feels good to you doesn't mean it feels good to me, and that's why the experience and knowing, like, your partner and knowing how this feels and getting to know what they like is very important, okay? And I feel like the same thing applies to, for women too. Like, to be honest, there are some men out there who don't like their dick sucked. Doesn't mean like, oh, because that's what you like, well, I'm gonna go up and my man, I'm gonna go suck. He don't like that. I mean, I said some. I didn't say all. Trust me, there are some men out there. And you get what I'm saying? So it goes both ways. It goes both ways. And I just feel like when you accept something, or if you're compliant in one aspect, I do feel like it goes it reaches other parts of you. I do believe that because what makes everything else so different for you not to speak up or not to do this? You get what I'm saying? So I feel like once you start changing certain things within yourself, you eventually on the outside it's going to be shown, and then eventually people will see it, and then that eventually leads to boundaries and people respecting that. So listen. I'm just here with a word, just here with a word. But yes, 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 yes. All right, it's time for the score segment. Okay, so listen, no more rehearsals, no more excuses. We're going straight to the truth. This whole situation trap is a spiritual foreclosure. If y'all are out here moving without a standard and settling for a feeling without a future, you aren't just passing time, you're draining your own power. Okay, so let's be real. If he only shows up when the world is quiet and the lights are low, baby girl, you aren't a partner, sis. You're just an on-call convenience. You're giving out high-end generational energy for a bargain bin price. So don't pour gold into a cracked cup and wonder why you're still thirsty. Like for real. And the absolute to me, to be honest, the absolute win for this season is the power shift. If you finally realize that you're going with the flow was actually just letting someone else navigate you into a dead end, and you've decided to cut the ties and move with your own intention, you have just took your life back. We are not dragging halfway people into a new season. So if it isn't a foundation, it's just clutter. Clear it out if it ain't steady. It is dead on arrival. And that is a wrap on season 1 of Court Talk Soul Walk. I mean, I'm not gonna hold y'all. This episode was a lot, but truth is usually heavy before it sets you free. We've covered some ground these last 6 episodes, and we didn't play it safe once, from checking in on our mental rhythm and shaking off that big mama insecurity to realizing that being tolerated is a slow death and that stiff orgasms are a sign of a shaky life. Feel me? We fired the bench warmers, we called out the 2 a.m. parasites, and we stopped faking the funk just to keep a placeholder around. So I will be taking a 1 week hiatus to really lock in on my new semester. I've got a heavy course load and I need to fully get acclimated with my new classes and my schedule so I can keep that, big dog energy in the classroom. So it's just about balance. And right now, I have to focus on being a student of the game right now. But I want you guys to mark your calendars for February 10th, because when I come back, the vision is going to be even sharper and the talk is only going to get more explicit. We're going to make sure that we level up the energy just for season 2 so it can hit harder than the first one. So if you haven't caught up on the first 6 episodes, you got 1 week to get your mind right. All right, guys? Keep your soul in alignment, your head in the game, and your heart in the walk. Juju's out.